Good morning, everyone. Welcome back for the third episode of the Nonsense Podcast. I'm your host, Hyra, here with my co-host,
Presley.
Today we have two very special guests in theater here at Memorial. You may also know them from the production of Disney's Beauty and the Beast. If you could please introduce yourselves.
My name is Seth Rosacker, and I played LeFou.
Hi, I'm Cannon Bushman, and I played the baker, chair, and Stanley.
The chair?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll start us off. So how long have you guys been doing this? Just in theater, performing?
I've been doing this since 6th grade. I mean, I really didn't start doing this again until high school because, you know how middle school experiences are. Like 6th grade, it was just Oklahoma the musical, and I played Ado Annie's father, and it was okay. And then I was like, okay. And then I saw people doing it my freshman year. They did the production of Anastasia, which was such a great performance. I watched it 7 times. It was so great that I needed to do it again. So I did Drowsy Chaperone my sophomore year, and then eventually got a lead this year. So that felt really good to get back into that.
Yes.
Yeah, I started in 7th grade, mainly because I had a sister in high school, and she really enjoyed it. And I was like, oh, I should do it. And so I was in Anastasia my freshman year. And then I was also in Drowsy Chaperone and Beauty and the Beast. And they were all great. And yeah, it was really fun.
So when was the moment when you were like, this is something I want to do? Like, what attracted you to the stage?
It had to have been last year. As I was saying, Drowsy Chaperone was such a great experience. I think we can both agree that even being in the ensemble, it was such a magical experience.
Oh, yeah.
It felt like I was a part of it. You are a part of it when being in the ensemble, but that was such a great role. I didn't even care about being the main when I was in such a great performance cast, such a supporting group of people. It was really amazing.
Yeah, and definitely when I was in 8th grade, I came and saw Into the Woods, and just seeing these high schoolers act and look like professionals made me want to do that, because I wanted to be seen professionally like they did.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on your specific part in Drowsy Chaperone?
Well, my part was
we were both butlers.
Yeah, we were both butlers. I totally forgot about that. I was also the understudy for underling, which was basically the head
Of the household.
The head of the house.
Yeah, he was the butler.
And I was understudy for it. And at first I was kind of like,
What does the understudy mean?
what is it? What do you mean? What does understudy mean?
Just explain it.
It's
For the
basically,
podcast.
yeah,
For the
it's
podcast.
basically, so understudy, there's an overstudy, which is basically the main person who plays it. But if the main person isn't there, or in some cases, you have another show where the understudies do their part, it's double casted. But in this case, the understudy just steps in whenever the overstudy cannot be present in the musical.
If they're sick or...
Yeah. That never happened because the kid, Dylan Howard, was was always there, which I was kind of but it was
You were angry about?
like just one time. But no, he was so great that I didn't even have to worry about that.
So do you have to learn every single line that they do?
Yes, it's very recommended that you do, and at least have a good idea about it, because they do give you a little bit of time to be like, hey, he's not going to be here, learn your lines. So you learn all your lines, you have a good idea about it, not like it's in your blood, you know it so much, but maybe 2 hours before you learn all of it. He actually had a April Fool's joke on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, last year, one of the seniors thought it was really funny to prank me on April Fool's, and he was like, hey, I know you're not my understudy, but you're going on for me. My house is burning down, because there were all those fires last year. And so he was like, yeah, you got to learn everything. And so I learned it overnight, and then he was like, hey, it was a joke. I love him, though. He was my favorite.
You were so mad.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was pretty mad about that.
Wait, you learned
I
all
learned,
the lines overnight?
So he wasn't a super big character, but he had a song all by himself and a ton of different scenes. And he was a very charismatic character. And so I had to learn all of it and all the staging. So where on the stage I would stand and the dance moves and stuff.
Adolfo.
So yeah, I was up for a couple hours, and then he was like, yo, it was a prank. And I was like, oh, dude. And then he bought me some soda, so it was fine. It was all good.
Do you still know his lines?
Oh yeah, sometimes.
Do you guys still remember some of the parts you play, your lines?
They kind of come and go. I can't lie. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I remember saying that. It's more the songs that mean the most to you, because you can still hear them wherever you go as well. And there'll be moments, choir kids, singing in the hallway. They'll be singing like what we've sung before. And that could be for any instance. That could be like choir or show choir, anything. But mostly with the musical, when sometimes you can hear other people sing their part and be like, I was in that.
Yeah.
And you'll sing along to
Yeah,
it.
because you're a part of it for so long. Like Beauty and the Beast technically isn't over because we still have like the state like musical
Kelly Awards, yeah.
Kelly Awards, but like the award show for the musicals around the state. But like we spent 6 months on the show, and so like everything kind of like, I wouldn't say crumbles, but like it's really sad when the show's over. And so like sometimes when you hear like lines from the show, like it's like, oh wow, like that was a good experience.
So you spent 6 months on Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
What is the process of a musical starting from when auditions come out?
So first I'll start from the very beginning. They start by announcing the next show in May to get everyone excited about like what kind of show it is. And so like when they announced Beauty and the Beast last May, they were like, okay, this is the show. It's going to be a really big, like it'll be more of an event. So like people will come to see it because they love movies and Beauty and the Beast and Disney, not because they love musicals like the other musicals we've done in the past. And so everyone gets prepared for the entire summer, and then auditions happen. And so auditions are like you sign up and then you sing and you dance for the directors of the show. And then they do callbacks. So if you do good enough at your auditions, they say, okay, we're going to have you read lines and sing for this certain character. And then you do that second audition. Some people do that second audition. And then they announce the cast list. And that's the most nerve-wracking part about it. Like, because you've spent all this time waiting, and then it finally comes out. And a lot of people are disappointed. Some people aren't.
And he usually doesn't post it right away. So
Yeah. He gives you time to like think about your audition and how you did before he announces who's playing who. And that really helps because some people need time to think about it.
he also kind of does like a drive-by like script, like a drive-by cast list to make sure like nobody hoards his car. I mean, I remember the day the Beauty and the Beast cast list came out. We saw his car. We call it the Eggmobile. We saw his car, and then he drove away, and then we all ran, and we were like, "Wait, it's not there! It's not there! We need to run now! We need to!" There's still videos out there of us all running. There's some kids like falling out of cars. Like it was
pretty
crazy, and like. That sounds nerdy, but it was really fun. It was just, it's kind of fun. It's
we
not,
had
like,
a camp
that
out
serious.
at the school. Like we brought a grill and some
We
hot
door
dogs and
dashed
stuff.
Olive Garden.
No, like it was, we made it an event. Like it, and then after the like cast list gets announced, that's when like we started a week after the cast list came out. So we had all our music rehearsals where we like ran all the songs and they taught us notes and stuff. And then like after a month of doing that, we started really going and like learning the dance numbers and all the like staging stuff. And so like we spent 3 days on Be Our Guest because it's a 12-minute long song and it just needed that much time for it. And then for Seth's song, Gaston, that was a whole day's rehearsal. And and then once you get so far in, like a couple months in, you just like start running it as much as possible. So like you run it like one act of it, and then the next day you run the second act, and then you just put it all together. And that's really fun to see what you've been putting your last couple months into, like just coming together.
And it just becomes your life after that point. It's actually, it's kind of nice.
I have a question. So you say you prepare a lot before auditions. So does that mean like not everyone could necessarily audition?
It's open.
Yeah, so it's open to everyone. Not a lot of people want to audition because they're like, ew, that's nerdy. But how I prepare, and I'll let Seth say how he prepares, but how I prepared this summer is I got with a voice teacher to help like mature my voice because it's a little high-pitched right now. Like, and just like be able to do stuff like singing like smoother or sound better, like techniques to singing. And then I would work on my acting over the summer. And so I did a show over the summer. I did Grease, and that really helped with acting and stuff.
I was really good on that.
Yeah, thank you.
So mine's actually the opposite. Instead of his is like, oh, I need to be deeper. Mine was, I need my voice to be more like, yeah, because, you know, LeFou,
Nasally.
Yeah.
nasal, like, yeah, like, I don't want to do it, but like, it's
Wait, how do you pronounce his name?
LeFou.
LeFou. LeFou. We saw him getting thrown around on that stage. How did that feel?
Oh, that was actually, okay. It was really fun because our director actually told us, it's like, this can't literally seem like you're actually throwing him around. Did it seem like I was being actually thrown
It
around?
did.
You
We
did
were-
a good
It-
job.
It's actually choreoed. You have to actually
Yeah.
choreo your falling just so it's not, because there's obviously a pit full of orchestra students, amazing orchestra
Can't
students.
fall through there.
Can't fall through there. You can't just willy-nilly fall everywhere. You can't get into people's way. You can't fall into people. So you have to plant your feet just like right on the ground so that it's a choreoed falling. And that took so many rehearsals.
Yeah, like the first couple times he did it, he like actually fell.
I actually
and,
fell.
And the director got like mad-ish.
He's like,
at
we're
him
gonna have to scrap this if this is like a safety issue.
because
but it
because
wasn't.
it sounded like he was getting hurt, which honestly it
I
could have worked for
wasn't.
the show. It could have worked.
I know, and I wasn't getting hurt. I said, our Gaston, Colin, I was like, Colin, just throw me. Like, I don't care. He says, I know I'm supposed to be in charge of it, but throw me. If this is the show that people are gonna see, I want it to be real as possible.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it looks good as well.
It was really funny.
So after all this preparation, right? You're ready for your big day. How do you deal with the fright? Or is there any fright?
Stage fright? Do you have stage fright?
So there's a lot of stage fright beforehand. So like when we're eating dinner before the show, like you have all the jitters and stuff. And like a lot of people don't eat that night, which is the biggest mistake you can make because like you get starving by the end of the show and like it kind of like affects their performance. But like at dinner is when everyone gets nervous and then like we do our traditions for the show. And then we do like we're getting ready and getting into mics and putting on makeup. And then like for me at least, as soon as I step out onto the stage, like all the fear that I had like rising up just disappears. Like it's just gone somehow. I can't really explain it, but that's how I feel.
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, there was too much to focus on that I like actually couldn't focus on who was watching. Because it gets to the point that you practice on the stage so much that it's like, oh, the only person who's in the audience. Because we do like dress rehearsals where we do the entire show, we do tech, the entire show like it's the real show. So you do that so much that you're like, oh wait, there's people in the audience. I totally forgot about that. And honestly, there was way too much for me to like focus on for anybody. Let's say for anybody. There's so much for you to focus on because you're one place here, you're one place another, you're saying lines, you're singing, you're everywhere. You have no time to focus on who's out there. But what really fuels it is giving it your best. Because if you give it your best, people will give you laughs, which personally I like. When somebody
I
laughs,
think everyone likes that, though.
there we go. That's what I want. So I give them a little more. I give them a little more line, and then I give them a little more line. So it helps. That really does help.
Yeah. And Seth had the like fortune of having his parents sit in the front row almost every night.
Every night. Yeah.
So that was, They love sitting in the front row. I love them though.
Was there any actor that inspired you when you were little or currently inspires you?
It's gonna sound kind of weird, but like the dude that played, I don't even remember his name, but the dude that played Patrick in SpongeBob the Musical, I kind of strive to be like, because I played Patrick outside of school in a show, and it kind of set up like I kind of realized I kind of want to be the goofy guy, and so that really helped with my acting and like watching stuff like that, and his performances really helped me do that.
I mean, I don't know if I really have any performance. I mean, maybe, I think it had to have been Anastasia. I mean, it all goes back to that one moment, freshman me, little boy,
It was
just
Luke Teneri, wasn't
watching.
it?
It was not Luke Gennari.
Are you sure?
It was not. No, it would have had to have been probably my brother. I can't lie. Luke Rosacker. He went here about 2 years ago.
So sweet.
And he sang his solo. And let me tell, it was, what was the song called? Like, Bless My Homeland?
Yeah, bless my homeland.
Bless my homeland. Yeah. He sang that solo. And I forgot, I was like, wait, he has a solo? He went out and sang it. And I was like,
It's a deep emotional song.
that's not my brother. That's
Yeah.
not my brother on that stage. You get to those moments where you see your friends or your family or anybody on stage that you're like, wait, that's my friend, that's my brother, that's everybody. I'm like, it's wild. So I'm like, would anybody see me like that if I was on stage? Let me check. Let me try that. And then I get the same thing like, oh, I didn't even know that was you until after the show. Like I had to. It's a nice feeling.
I was also going to ask, like, is this a class? Is this a huge after-school commitment? Like, lean more into that?
It's a after school commitment. It's usually like what do you think the schedule was, like Tuesdays, Thursdays, and then it gets a little bit
So
more.
we started out and it was only on like for the first month it was only on like Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then after that it was just every single day.
It kind of mushes into more days once you get more, because it starts off simple. It's like, here's your lines, here's your music.
Here's
All
your
right,
music.
lock in now. Like
Yeah.
you have no time. Like we've given you all this time. We're giving you leeway. Now you have to show up for all these days, and then it gets way more. Like it gets like from probably like Monday to Saturday. There's a lot of commitment involved.
Like throughout it was in March, right? It was only a couple weeks ago.
I think so.
That's weird. Yeah, in March, just because it was March 17th was our opening night, and we were there every single day other than Sundays for all of March. For probably after school, we were there till like 10 or 11 every night, and then on Saturdays we were there for like maybe 6 or 7 hours.
Mm-hmm.
What about like kids with other commitment? Are there a lot of kids like that?
You
Or
just
can
gotta-
you literally
You kind of have to put that. I mean, it's kind of in the fine print of the contract, or like what he says all the time. He's like, if you're going to be in this musical, that this has to be your commitment, and if it's not, then maybe this isn't the job for you. I mean, it is a big deal. So if you're in this production, you have to be in this production.
Yeah, I got fired from my job for Beauty and the Beast.
There's a lot of commitment.
Yeah,
involved.
I couldn't keep showing up to work, and so
You were about to get fired anyway.
yeah, I was gonna get fired anyway. But yeah, I got fired for it, and it was worth it, honestly.
Were you guys in Little Women?
He was, I wasn't.
Oh,
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I played a character. I played like 3 characters. I played a caroler. I played a little boy named Simon, and then I played Hugo, which
He was
Hugo's
my
like
favorite. Hugo was my favorite.
I played a little story time like villain. It was really goofy. Like I was
Oh,
acting
like
like an
yeah.
NPC the whole time. And Simon's just a little boy who reads. And the caroler was actually really interesting for that part, because I got to actually sing in a play, which normally there isn't. It's usually just a monologue-based musical. Like there's no music, or a monologue-based
Like there's no
show.
singing.
Yeah. So for there to be singing in a play, I was like, that is so cool.
Yeah,
That was really
it was
cool.
pretty cool.
who is your favorite character?
In Little Woman.
Yeah, besides you.
I don't want to say my girlfriend, but
That's a lame answer. I'll
Shut
say
up.
mine. Mine was Lori. Connor Halley played Lori perfectly, and he did it so emotionally, but like also you couldn't tell that it was him on the stage, but like he did it so simply that like it seemed like him, but not him at the same time.
Presley, your favorite Little Women character?
Oh.
I have mine.
I think we can.
It's been a while. Like
I have 2.
the like
Describe him.
You can
or-
describe the character. We can know
okay,
who that is.
he's German or something.
The professor.
The
professor. Wasn't
So he played the Beast in Beauty and the Beast, which a lot of people
Okay.
didn't know that, but yeah, he was.
Yeah, I mean they look totally like different
Yeah.
I mean,
on
well,
stage.
the Beast is one big hairy guy, and I
Oh,
mean, I
yeah.
guess the professor is too, but
I loved watching Little Women, and my favorite characters were Lori and Aunt March.
Oh,
So-
March.
yeah, those are, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I loved it.
It was so great. Yeah.
It was weird because it was the second show at Memorial where I sat in the audience and watched, and I've been here for 3 years.
Did you like it?
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
It was amazing. 10 out of 10. But yeah, it was weird because I'm usually on the stage, and so watching it was like a whole different experience because I never get to see how good we are until you sit in the audience and watch.
And that's sometimes the magic about certain shows in theater, is that sometimes you're in a show so good, you're like, oh, I really wish I could have played. I really wish I could have like been in this musical. And then in some instances, you're like, I'm glad I wasn't in the play only because of how beautiful it was, and how and that was actually, you and other people said the same thing about Little Woman. They were like, you know, I was going to do Little Woman, but
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't, because I got to just watch
Experience it.
it. That's also another thing that is with people who love theater, is that sometimes sitting out is just watching, is like experience.
It's not just a bad thing
Yeah.
to like not be in it.
I was gonna do your the upstage SpongeBob.
Yeah.
I was gonna do that, but then I was like, I don't think I can commit that much. But then watching it, I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Well, thanks.
Of course.
So, what is the greatest piece of advice that you have received from someone else that you could share with others?
to think about that.
Okay, I'll go first. So my piece of advice, it's kind of ironic. So it's from my older sister's ex-boyfriend, and he was one of the leads in Anastasia, and he said the biggest, like, he gave me the piece of advice, and he was like, my biggest regret was focusing too much on not being myself to where I couldn't add myself to a character. And that really helped me, because it wasn't like, because when I would audition, I would put on a character, but I didn't make that character myself. And I don't know if that makes sense, but it kind of just hit me like it was really easy afterwards to like do auditioning and stuff like that.
If you don't want to speak on that right now, we can. You don't.
Yeah,
have
I
to.
don't
We
think.
can
Yeah.
come back to that.
I had another question, but I just forgot it. Oh, what would be like your dream role in any musical?
What's that one guy in Heathers? The like tweaker.
Oh,
What's that one guy in Heathers?
oh, I forgot. I'd have to look it up. but
Okay. I don't know what his
Do
name
you
Was
want me
is.
to
it-
look it up?
Was it JD?
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
JD. JD. I want to play JD so bad. I've been listening to that one soundtrack, the one that goes like, "I was made
Yes,
to
yes.
be yours," and I sing that so much. I'm singing that, and I'm like, "I'm gonna do it."
You would make an amazing JD, because like during Beauty and the Beast, he would like tweak on stage.
I would tweak
like,
on stage, and
He would like freak out, and it was really funny, and that's kind of JD. Like, and I think you'd be perfect at it.
I would love to. They actually didn't they do Heathers like 2 years ago or 1 year ago or something?
They
like
did
that?
it outside of school, because I don't think
there's
they,
no way they're doing Heathers. In
yeah, they
school,
can't.
So yeah,
They're not allowed to do
I
Heathers
mean,
in school.
there's a high school version, but I don't even think they do that.
Yeah,
Probably not.
especially in like just where we're at. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm surprised they approved of Drowsy Chaperone for last year, because that show's a little bit controversial at some points.
We had to cut numbers.
Yeah, we had to cut a couple like songs in it because of it was a show written in the 90s, and so it had a lot of 90s humor in it, and it wouldn't pass
Yeah.
today, and so they had to cut some stuff.
What about your dream role?
Oh, my dream role? I don't really know. I mean, I have a like couple. I would love to be in Spamalot, the show Spamalot.
We saw that on theater in New York.
Yeah, but it would be, I don't really know who I would want to play. I kind of have dream shows more than dream roles. Like, I would love to be in Spamalot. I would love to do Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, because it's just a beautiful, beautiful show. But yeah, I don't know if I really have a dream role.
Personally, if you were in theater, is there any role you'd like or any show?
Think of any like early 2000s movie, just like the pretty girl who loves her makeup and like she's kind of the icon walking the streets of New York. Any character like that, I'd love to play.
Oh, so you're talking like when you talk dream role, you're not thinking of a name or a show. You're just thinking of like someone
Right,
to play.
someone to play.
I would actually. Okay, I was thinking about this. I would love to play a serious like a serious angry role where I have
I
a
wanna
reaction
see
like
that.
that.
I'm on the same boat as you.
Because I'm always casted. Here's the thing: I'm always casted as like the comedic relief.
Yep.
Which I'm totally fine with. I think it's great every time. But I would love to just like here's the thing: if I'm having a bad day, I could channel that on stage.
Yep.
I could channel that
Yep.
anger on stage. I can channel anything on stage. But when I'm funny, when I'm having a bad day and I want to be funny, I'm like, so
Yeah.
you know. And I love it. I do love playing comedic reliefs. But
Yeah,
at the same
it's so surprising when like you know someone and they're just a silly little guy, but then like they get on that stage and they're serious, and like it gets kind of scary. Like
Oh, it
Colin,
works.
like
Yeah.
Colin Nye, he played Gaston. He's just a funny guy, but he got terrifying on that stage.
And he gets to be goofy and terrifying too. But the terrifying was like, whoa,
yeah,
what is going on?
Oh, I didn't get to answer. The reason I asked that question is because I'd love to play Veronica in Heathers.
Yeah.
I love her character.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
But okay. So did you guys go to you said you went to New York, right?
Yeah.
Did both of you go?
yes.
What did you guys do?
So we saw 4 different Broadway shows, and then we went and toured around like some different buildings and just places, and then we did a workshop with like some Broadway stars and like
Spamalot,
dancers, yeah,
Spamalot.
and Back to the Future. And so we got to see a show that was released a week before or a week after it was released. So it had only been open on Broadway for a week. And so that was really cool.
It was so emotional. Everyone in the audience, since it was mostly
It was the
theater
Notebook.
kids, and it was the Notebook. Theater kids and non-theater kids alike, we were all dying. We all like bursted into tears. You could hear on the silent parts, you could hear like sniffles. Like,
Yeah,
it was
like
so sad.
It was such an emotional show, and like it was honestly like a roller coaster, like an emotional roller coaster. And no one really had hope for it in the beginning. Like when they announced that we were singing The Notebook, we were like, "Are you really?"
Because
like,
we had seen a matinee of Sweeney Todd in the morning, and we were all just a little tired.
And they
we're all
have,
walking
like,
around.
Yeah,
so
and they
we're
have like the best actors on Broadway in Sweeney Todd. And then we were like, okay, we're gonna go see this show. It'll be fine. But then we walk out and we were like, that was the best show I've ever seen in my whole life.
that was probably the only show I didn't want an intermission for. It was such the intermission. I was like, can we just skip the intermission and see what happens? Because it was that great. And then we actually saw Spamalot. Speaking of Spamalot, we actually saw Ethan Slater. A couple people got pictures with Ethan Slater. Got him to sign stuff.
Ariana Grande's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, now I know who you're
that
talking
guy.
about.
And then we saw Back to the Future, the musical. And that was really cool, but there was like a technical difficulty at
The
the
car
end.
didn't fly out, and that was
Yeah,
the
so at
one
the
thing
end,
about it.
there's a car that's supposed to fly out at the very end, and it like caught on fire or something, so they couldn't do it.
We could smell
Yes.
it in the audience because it was like, because how it goes is they're like, okay, we'll be right back, or like, oh, this
We gotta go
is the
back
wrong song.
to the future.
Yep, and then
Yeah.
it was kind of silent for a while. We were like, mm-hmm.
And then they
They put
turned
the-
everything off, and they
Yeah.
were like, the show will be back in a minute.
The end sign came up, and we
Yeah.
were like, what's going on? 7 minutes, and then they went on for bows like nothing happened. We were like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it
Are you
was.
kidding me?
Yeah, that was more emotional than The Notebook, I would say.
But actually, at the end of Back to the Future, there was a song called "Back in Time," and in our show choir,
Act 2.
Act 2, the boys got to actually sing Back in Time for our contest set. So we were all singing Back in Time.
Yeah,
like,
we were singing
dun,
along.
dun.
We were singing along with
Yeah.
the Broadway stars just because we've known the song and stuff like that.
that was a top tier moment of New York as well.
So, what has been your favorite memory just like throughout you doing theater?
Let's mention the clock.
Oh,
Drowsy Chaperone.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. So for Drowsy Chaperone, so the set was based on inside of an apartment, and so like the set just looked like some dude's apartment, and honestly, it was set in New York, so it was kind of big for a New York apartment, I would say. But they had this giant glass clock on the wall, and on all the doors that they had, or on some of the doors that they had like folding down beds for some of the scenes, and Joe Kelly, the dude that was playing the narrator, was pushing up the bed to put it away, and it was on the same wall as the clock, and it smashed into the wall, and the clock fell on his head, and it like shattered everywhere. And I'm guessing the audience didn't know that it wasn't, and that was on opening night too. I don't think the audience knew that it wasn't supposed to happen because they all started dying laughing.
Oh my
And so there was just broken glass on the stage, and everyone was like, what are we supposed to do? And so then there was this giant, there was a dance number, and one of the crew members, Preston Henson, walked out with a broom and started sweeping because why not?
Well, I thought Joe Kelly, he gave him the broom.
So after that, there was this part where everyone was just standing around except for the narrator, Joe Kelly, and he walked backstage. The only time he goes backstage during the show, any of the nights, he walked backstage, grabbed a broom, and started sweeping and saying his lines. And so that got the audience cracking up. And then later there was a part where he's talking to some maintenance dude and is like, sorry, my phone wasn't working. And the line didn't really work out, but he said, sorry, the phone and the clock wasn't working. And it just got the audience hysterical.
I think it was, there was a problem with the phone and the clock.
and
And it was
everyone just started dying.
even
and,
us. So
and we're supposed to be still in the moment, not moving,
because the record's paused
Yes.
in our show. So
and so we can't be moving, but people were cracking
we
up.
were dying, even frozen. We couldn't do it.
We
were
couldn't move, but
standing there
yeah,
oh my
that was a really funny moment of the show.
And when we went backstage, we all applauded Joe, and he was like, "It's nothing. It was nothing."
Because
you know?
he's such an amazing actor. It was just normal for him.
And that moment right there was made me think about future roles that I play. What if this happens? What if this happens? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna say? But for him, it just came naturally.
Yeah,
you know
you
what
have
I
to
mean?
be able
So
to improvise. While on stage.
improvisation is does work in a lot of musicals, and you don't even know it. Like you'll talk to some of the crew members and be like, or the crew and cast members, and they'll be like, "That wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah,
it was a mistake.
That wasn't scripted.
But it was great. Like when it happens, you know, like it was magic.
Yeah.
Was that both a memory for both of you?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So our last one, out of all the characters in Beauty and the Beast, which one do you think is most like you?
You go first.
Wait, do you mean like of all the Beauty and the Beast characters, or like a specific someone who's in our program?
Out of all of the Beauty and the Beast characters, yeah.
I think I got casted as LeFou, right? I'll be so honest. Because everyone after was like, yo, you are LeFou. Everyone, when I was rehearsing, everyone was like, you are LeFou. And at first I was like, I don't know how to take that. Because I was like, wow, I'm just a child to you. Wow. All right.
Yeah.
But nah, I took it as like, it's funny.
Honestly, I would say this. So me and Seth were like, honestly, the main competition for LeFou, because we both auditioned for LeFou, and we're such close friends that it didn't like affect our friendship, but like we were both trying so hard for that character, and I'm really glad he got it because he played some things very differently than I would have, and they were so much better than I thought I would have done them. But I would probably say Cogsworth, I think, kind of represents me a little bit because he's a silly little guy, but like he also needs to be serious at sometimes. But yeah, I would say Cogsworth.
LeFou is how you pronounce it.
Mm-hmm.
You did great as LeFou, and then you did great as the chair.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna play a game now.
Okay.
It's called
Ooh, okay.
Under or Overrated. So we have a bunch of like different objects and stuff, and
Alright.
then
Okay.
we'll all say if it's under or overrated, and then you can say why. So first,
Hold on 1 second.
yeah, maybe we should wait.
Yeah, we're gonna wait a second.
Hard to cut out.
You know what?
He announced the Bulldogs.
Oh, the
Broadway
Bulldogs on
list.
Broadway list. One
Okay,
second.
you
So
guys check that. And we'll
speaking
just
of
wait.
Bulldogs on Broadway,
Oh yeah, we're gonna promote our show.
So
Next show,
when is
I guess.
Bulldogs on Broadway again, Kenny?
May something.
It's in May, and there's a bunch of acts that yikes. And you can like audition with, so seniors don't have to audition because they do solo. They can do solos, but you can also do group numbers. It's kind of like, have you guys ever seen Follies? Our
Yes,
Edmond
we
Memorial
did.
Show? Yeah,
Yes.
it's that, but it's solely based on like musical numbers.
Yeah, so it's a musical variety show, and so people will go in and audition, and you have to be in the class to audition, but it's just you audition with a certain musical number. So I auditioned for a song from the show Something Rotten, and all you do is you go in, you sing the song, and then you perform it for Mr. Town, the director, and then he picks who makes it and who doesn't, and then
Did yours make it in?
it did,
yours
yeah.
make it in? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it did.
I auditioned with actually Colin. So Colin's actually one of my close friends, Gaston. So that worked out that Gaston and LeFou were friends. Just side thing. We did Agony from
Into the
Into the Woods. Yes. Did that make it in?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's in the middle of the second act.
There's just a little sneak peek on what's to come for.
So are you guys doing Agony?
Yes, we will be doing Agony. And instead of, as you've probably seen it, it's mostly just standing, maybe some jumping and
But yeah,
something
what do you
like
guys
that.
do?
We move more, and we're more dramatic with it. We workshop it through these next 3 weeks, I believe.
Yeah, but not so the hard part about auditioning is not everything makes it. So like me and Seth auditioned with one of our senior friends for Hakuna Matata, and that sadly didn't make it. I wish it made it.
I wish it made it in too,
That would have been great.
But
yeah.
because you were the
I was Pumbaa and he was Timon, and it was really good. I think, but sometimes things don't make it, but that's kind of the audition process. Like you need some failure before you get good.
Okay, we can start the game.
Okay, great.
All right.
Okay, under or overrated. So first we have Halloween. Do you think it's underrated or overrated?
You go first.
I think it's overrated.
Really?
I think it's just like I love Halloween, but like I think some people make it too big of a deal. Like there shouldn't be that many Halloween movies, is what I think. Like I need a 4th of July movie, is what I think. But no, I trick or treat and stuff. I just think it's a little overrated.
I personally think it's underrated, but for a reason that I'm saying more the feeling of it, not really the trick or treating the day of. When it comes to like Halloween, it's like you kind of celebrate it for like a week or like 2 weeks or something like that. Like you have a bunch of Halloween parties. The Halloween parties are cool, like having someone over to watch a Halloween movie and the candy involved. But then when it comes time like for Halloween, it's like, all right, you know, this is
boring. And
yeah,
especially
for that. That's overrated. But
if it's in the middle of the week.
yes, and
It needs to be like a Friday night or a Saturday night.
yes, and you can have multiple you can have multiple costumes for certain days and that kind of thing. So you're not just like one person for Halloween. Like, who are you for Halloween? I was like this. No, you just say I was this. So that's why I think it's a little overrated, but underrated at the same time.
Yeah.
That's
for the
so
right reason.
real, because like whenever I think of Halloween, like I feel like my For You page on TikTok has kind of just like, I don't know, become accustomed to me.
Oh, yeah.
But like just like the vibes of, like you said, like watching the movies and just like, even for me, like making my costume and like, I love makeup. So like I'll do like crazy makeup throughout the month, and it kind of gives me an excuse to do that.
Yeah.
I think it's just more definitely the vibes of Halloween.
Yeah, I've had makeup with my last 2 costumes. Yeah, I was a clown this year, or I guess last year, and then the year before that I was Shrek. So
You're a clown now. All right, whatever. I was just kidding. Anyway,
what do you think?
I think it's a little overrated. It kind of
See, we're on the same page.
people hype it up a little bit, and then kind of the day of, it's a little disappointing, especially if it doesn't live up to your expectations.
I agree.
Listening to the radio, overrated or underrated?
Oh, so underrated.
Underrated. I agree.
Like, because a lot of the songs they play on the radio are just not that good. But like, that's
The
kind
most
of the
overplayed things
that's kind of
ever.
the fun of it. Like, you don't hear those songs very often, and sometimes you like forget that they're like actually really good. And so then it's like,
It's a throwback.
yeah, like it reminds me of summer, and I don't like summer of like 2012 or something like that. Just sitting in the car, like listening to the radio.
I used to fall asleep with my radio, so having a radio did hold like some value to me. But when I think about it, when I flick to the radio and I hear something that I'm like, oh, I've never heard this before. This is cool. It's new music for me. I think sometimes I'll flick onto the radio like maybe like Pandora or like some kind of public radio station. I think it's cool for finding new music. Personally, I think it's cool.
I feel like, yeah, it's underrated. Like, I could agree to that. And also just like the perk of like, say you're in the car, you know that everyone's going to know that song.
Yeah.
Like everyone's going to be thrown back. Everyone's going to be, because like even radio songs go like viral on TikTok. And
Yeah, listening to the radio is underrated. Next, the Scream franchise. Have you guys seen Scream?
I've only seen the first one.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
I've only seen the first one too.
but like I understand franchising stuff, but like, is it worth 7 movies? I don't know. I think I have seen the second one. It gets to a point where like it kind of just goes down, and like
it gets
We
repetitive.
get
Yeah,
it.
and
We
like-
get it.
and like
Right.
production value usually goes down too, and so like I don't know. I really like the first one though.
If you haven't seen the 6th one, it's really good.
Okay, I'll add that to the list of things to watch.
I just feel like I don't hear a lot of people talking about it except for like some of my friends. So I wouldn't say it was overrated, but I also wouldn't say it was underrated because I haven't seen any of them.
I don't think I've ever heard somebody be like, put on that new Scream. I don't.
I've
think
heard one person say that.
Who?
I think she moved, but yeah, she was like, "Dude, you need to go see the Scream movie," and I was like, "I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, sure, I'll see it." I didn't see it. Oops.
Okay, wait. Under or overrated Valentine's Day?
I'm gonna say it's way overrated,
Boo.
No, yeah.
but I'm just
It's
lonely. So.
overrated.
Are you crying
It's
into the
overrated.
mic? No, it's just a cash grab. I think. Like,
I agree.
It's
do
just
it. Do it every day.
It's
Like,
just one day where people are like, "Okay, I'm gonna love my girlfriend. I'm gonna
love my girlfriend
yeah,
today.
just today." Like, I understand having like one day to like celebrate
And like clear your
how
plans
much
and everything.
You like,
Yeah.
but like that's what our anniversaries are for. I don't know.
I
I think it's a cash grab because everything gets way more expensive for Valentine's Day too.
Well, if we're also gonna talk about like the what it kind of means for rehearsal as well. So during rehearsal, if we have it on Valentine's Day, he'll sometimes let us go early if there is Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
because he's like, I know y'all have dates, so if we
I
could just
didn't.
do this once, okay, all right, we're not talking about you. If we have like if we have like a date, you guys like let's just get through this one number, and then you guys can go early, which is like
And then they always go later
they
than
always
what
go
he says.
later, so it's nothing. Like it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's overrated.
I like the candy hearts though.
It's overrated.
Yeah, it is overrated.
I agree. It's a total cash grab.
Under or overrated charcuterie boards?
Like the food boards with
Oh,
like
yeah.
crackers,
yeah.
veggies, cheese.
I think I only see those as decoration. I really don't ever eat off of those. I kind of just like, oh yeah, I'm at a party when I know there's a charcuterie board right here.
I think
You know,
I think they're overrated in some places, underrated in other places. Like my mom is a millennial, and anytime she has people over, they always bring a charcuterie board, and I'm like, okay, that's too much. But like, if I was gonna have my friends over, I want to set up a charcuterie board.
I don't think you ever have set up a
Dude,
charcuterie
I'm
board when I
going.
go over.
Trust me, next time you come over,
What do you mean?
I'll make a charcuterie board, and it'll be the best one you've ever seen.
What's it gonna be like? Not ham and
Cheez-Its.
cheese.
It'll be Cheez-Its.
All
That's it.
Cheez-Its?
That's it.
All the
That's it.
different flavors.
Yeah, maybe some Pringles, like a single Pringle.
You guys should do like the thing where everyone brings a board of like different
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, my mom did a party like that, and so she had like a cheese charcuterie board, and one of her friends did like a candy charcuterie board. So it had all different kinds of like candy and stuff. I think one of them made like just meat charcuterie board, and so it was like brisket and like ham, and I don't remember, but I ate a lot of that.
Dude, underrated. I think they're so good. If I'm at a party and there's not one, it actually saddens me. It makes me so sad because like I don't really like eating at a party. You know what I mean? Like I just want to munch. I want to go over there,
Go and snack and
go
stuff. Yeah.
snack, talk, and then leave, and then come back, leave, come back. Like throughout the day. I don't want to be caught sitting at a party just eating.
Seth really likes to snack at parties that I
I did
have.
not leave a cookie
You
in
left
your
that
room.
cookie in my
I did
closet,
not
dude.
leave a cookie in your closet.
I
You
had-
keep saying that. It never
I
happened.
had Seth over, and like, my mom made a specific kind of cookie, and then I found it 3 months later, hid it in my closet with only one bite in it. And sometimes, just sometimes, Seth sometimes just takes like one bite and then like forgets about it, which I do that sometimes too.
Yeah.
But okay.
What have we been talking about?
Moving
bad.
on.
My bad.
Wait, what were we talking about? Oh, the charcuterie board.
Snacking. Well,
Okay.
it started with snacking and then charcuterie board.
Under or overrated waffle fries, like the Chick-fil-A fries.
I think they're. Is it fair to say that they're kind of perfectly rated?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of just
yeah.
something that you have to get at Chick-fil-A. Like, no Chick-fil-A
Definitely.
fries.
I'm a little bit biased though because I
Definitely.
work there now. So.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, I do.
Mhm.
Yeah, but no, I agree with Seth. They are perfectly rated. Like
Yeah.
nothing to improve, nothing to like bring down.
But I mean, if we're gonna talk about waffle fries that are anywhere else but Chick-fil-A, are they over or underrated? Probably underrated because they're not
I don't know.
anywhere
I had
else
some.
besides Chick-fil-A.
I had some waffle fries on a cruise once, and they were pretty bomb.
So underrated.
No, I think underrated.
They're perfectly rated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Perfectly rated. Because
Especially
they're
with
not
the
bad.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
They're not bad.
no Chick-fil-A.
No Chick-fil-A.
sauce.
Okay. Under overrated movie theaters.
Underrated.
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 Because like during-
Icon cinema.
I love Icon
Icon
Cinema.
Cinema.
we almost got kicked out once.
That you keep okay. He keeps mentioning this either. Sorry, 1 second. He keeps mentioning
I bring
the fact
stuff
that
up
like
all the time.
guys, the guys got kicked out of Icon Cinema, and now I had to go up to Icon Cinema and like apologize to them to get back in. It never happened.
Yeah,
We
it
went
didn't
up to
happen.
Icon.
I
And we're
lied
like,
to him.
wait, are we kicked out? We FaceTime him like, you liar. You actual liar.
What happened? We were seeing the new Spider-Man movie last summer, and we made a little bit more of a mess than.
Preston threw a slushie at me.
Yeah, he. There was a big mess, and so I was like pranking them. I was like, "Yo, we got like banned." from
But then you
Icon
told
Cinema.
everybody. It made us look stupid.
Yeah, I did. That's my bad.
Oh, okay.
I think
Underrated.
they're definitely underrated because it's my favorite activity to just like go to the movies, get a slushie, get
We
some
should go to
popcorn.
the movies.
And Icon Cinema is on top. There's like no
The
one ever
refill-
there.
And the refillable
Refills.
popcorn.
refills. And honestly, the workers don't like
Yeah.
they don't care.
Yeah.
They literally don't care.
I brought in like a Panera cup
No, you
to
did not,
to
bro.
get a slushie,
No, you
and they
did
did not
not.
care. They did not care.
I think last summer, like right after they opened, they did like a fill a cup, and I brought my mom brought her like Stanley and just filled that with Diet Coke.
Hyra.
What? Oh, yeah, it's underrated, but I don't really go to the movie theater. But when I do, it's very fun. I don't really like going with that many people. Wait, do you guys talk during movies? Like when you're watching them on your own?
Hey Seth, do you talk during movies?
I feel like
I did not talk through the Barbie movie.
Okay,
I'll be
no, he
honest.
didn't
I did
talk
not
during
talk
the
through
Barbie.
You weren't even there. I didn't even
I
watch
was there
it
in
with you.
spirit. Don't
Okay,
worry.
all right.
Don't worry.
No, I didn't talk through the Barbie movie, but I talked through like Oppenheimer.
He talks through all the movies, and he asks us like what's happening.
Wait,
like
what's
we
that?
know what's happening. Like when we were watching
what's
Spider-Man,
happening
he was like,
either.
"Wait, what happened? Like what's happening?" And we were like, "We have no idea. We're watching it with you, bro." That was a little silly.
overrated, In-N-Out.
I've never had it. No.
You haven't?
Nope. Should I?
Oh,
So
yes.
is it underrated or
Well,
No,
overrated?
it's
well,
overrated.
I
Oh.
think it's overrated.
It's overrated.
It's
yeah.
fantastic, but I think it is
Yeah,
overrated.
it's good, but like if you hype it up too much, it is.
Isn't it like really expensive too? That's what I heard. It's like,
It's
It's like average price.
It's Texas
like, as much
prices.
as
well, I
anything
get
else.
cheap McDonald's every day, so is it expensive for me?
yes,
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
It'll be like, dang it, 20,000 McDonald's points.
Dang it.
I'll put that into perspective. No, okay. I think it's a little underrated just from living in Oklahoma, but if I lived near one, I think it'd be overrated.
I feel like it's not that good. Like,
It does disappoint because I always hype it up.
right,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
everyone
it-
is like, this is the burger, and then I tasted it and I was like, this tastes like
This is a
any-
burger.
This is
Yeah,
right, this is
yeah.
I
any burger.
could make it at home.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Freddy's
the fact
is
that
on
I'm even
top.
paying for a burger in the first place
Yeah.
that I can make at home.
Yeah,
but
you
then,
could go anywhere else if
Ugh.
you're in Texas or California. Okay. Underrated or overrated? Wingstop.
Underrated.
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 Mm-hmm. Thursday they have a buy one get one free.
Do they really?
Yeah, they do. They have BOGO on Thursday.
Oh, Thursday lunch.
Micah was just talking about that. Yeah.
No, it's I would look at it and I also like I hadn't gone to it since or I never went to Wingstop until like last summer, and I heard that there was like a shooting at Wingstop, so I was like, oh, I'm not going to Wingstop. And then I had it for the first time, and I was like, holy cow, these are like the best wings I've ever had in my life. And yeah, it's definitely underrated.
Yeah,
I have no comment because I've never had Wingstop.
You
like
have to have it.
Have to have it.
I literally just tried wings for the first time like a year ago.
What?
I don't know. Wings just scared me.
That's
but
crazy.
now
Yeah,
they're like my favorite form of
Well, like
chicken.
boneless or like bone-in?
Bone-in.
Oh, well, boneless are better. People
Yeah,
say
I
I'm
boneless are
childish.
disagree. I disagree.
People say I'm like childish because they're basically like chicken nuggets, but like, dude, they're better. You don't want to be chewing around a bone.
Wait, Wingstop? I thought you were talking. I thought y'all meant Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild
Bruh.
Wings. Wild Wings is still good.
I meant Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
Well, what
Sorry,
about
I've never been to Wingstop. Never
Yes,
mind.
you have.
I have not.
I've never been to either.
Crickets. What?
What? I'm taking you to Wingstop. We're
You
going on a date.
better.
We're going on a date.
Okay, wait. Did anyone say? Okay, I think it's perfectly rated because
Okay.
if
Yeah.
you've seen the videos, overrated YouTube.
Underrated. It kind of lost its value due to like TikTok and Instagram
Mhm.
and stuff like that.
And YouTube Shorts brought it down. A couple
YouTube
levels.
Shorts brought it down so much, but I love YouTube. It's a little bit weird. Just like the people I used to watch are like kind of selling out a little bit because they're like quitting. But if I get that really informational YouTube documentary, I'm like,
It's
This
a
is
solid
heat.
platform.
This is heat,
It's
yeah.
a solid viewing platform.
not all the time though. If it's like, it has to be late night.
I don't want to see Skibbity Toilet on there. I can't. Seth, what did you send me the other day
I didn't send you
on Instagram Reels?
That's Instagram Reels. That's Instagram Reels.
Oh, it was me and Seth have like a 12,000 we have I think 12,000 reels just on Instagram where we send them to each other. I'm checking now because
No, you're okay.
no, it's,
I guess you could say the next one while he's pulling up every single reel.
I like watching YouTube when I eat. Like,
yeah, that's
Yes, that's
fair.
true.
I love YouTube. I feel like I have my best times on YouTube. But it definitely has to be like late Friday night when I'm eating my Chick-fil-A.
yeah, I just don't. I don't pull it up just because because I do have a short attention span due to TikTok.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that ruined all of
So
it.
do my parents. They're on TikTok.
Your parents?
Yes.
Oh, your dad posted
My
a
dad
TikTok.
posted his first TikTok the other day. I was so proud of him.
Do you guys constantly watch Instagram Reels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we were just talking about, yeah. Oh, my.
There's
She's
hundreds
pulling them
of
up now. Yep.
Yeah, no, I sit on Instagram Reels for like, I disassociate for like an hour, and then I'm like, have I actually been on here since like for that long?
Well, because Reels is like out of pocket now. Like Reels is more, they've expanded.
Yeah.
They didn't, because I remember when
what
Reels
kinda-
used to be like corny.
What kind of videos do you get on there, Seth?
Car crashes.
Yeah, me too. It's kind of sad, but they pop up a lot, and
There's whole accounts dedicated to car
Yeah,
crashes. I don't follow any of them. No.
I feel like my Instagram reels are crazy. Like you're just talking about a car crash, and like the first thing that pops up is like
oh yeah, this is
literally that.
This is one of the
or
reels.
like runs. Like
Turn it off.
I'm sorry.
Turn it
Are y'all
off.
gonna get like copywritten for that or something?
no.
For
I don't think
SpongeBob
so.
Skibidi Toilet?
SpongeBob Skibidi Toilet.
Anyway.
Anyways, overrated classical music.
Underrated. Oh my gosh. I actually went to OSAI Quartz Mountain over the summer, last summer. We're going next
Yeah,
year.
we're going
year.
this summer.
I went for chorus, but every night we go to the PAC, which is the Performing Arts Center, and we have to watch different groups, like, because there's art, there's media, there's like musical,
Orchestra.
there's orchestra, like there's everything in there. So there was one night where the orchestra was performing, and they did a 13-minute long song called like The Winds of Fire or something. I recorded it, the entire thing, and I was dead set on that the entire time. I think it's better to watch orchestra, to see orchestra and watch it more than like hear it on like Spotify or something like that. I think it's better to go to a concert and like
See it.
hear it
Yeah.
and like feel it. It was
And
crazy.
yeah, me and Seth are in choir, and we sing a lot of classical music.
And sometimes our show choir does sing with the orchestra. Like the orchestra will we
yeah,
will ask
for
the
their
orchestra to
concerts,
accompany.
we'll go and sing for them, and it's just like
It's nice.
I love classical music. Like I didn't ever think I'd be able to just sit and listen to it like on my phone, but I think I could.
Also, when Leve does,
I
like
love
when
Leve.
Leve does like
Yes.
orchestra, or like the Philharmonic Orchestra, I'm like,
She sounds
that's
really good. It's
that's just
beautiful.
me hearing orchestra music. It's great. I love it.
I love Leve. Okay. We said waffle fries, but what about curly fries?
Curly fries are so underrated.
I think they're underrated too.
What was it, Arby's?
I've only had them once, and it was at me and Seth went to Arby's because my grandma gave me a gift card. That was the only time I've ever had curly
Their
fries.
fries were burnt.
They were burnt.
They were.
They
But-
are burnt, but they're good.
They're
with,
still
like,
really
ranch.
good.
Yeah. I only go to Arby's because who goes to Arby's regularly? Sorry.
No
my
one.
grandma
You-
does because she got a gift card.
That's so many curly fries. But yeah, you only go to Arby's to get curly fries. That's
so
it.
many curly
That's so many curly fries.
No, I love curly fries. I don't want to be loud. I never went to Arby's, but my first time, me and Seth, we got curly fries, and I was like, "Dang, I might come back." I never
You need
did.
to go back when they make them well,
Yeah,
because those were like
because they were
whatever.
burnt.
Yeah.
But they were still amazing.
What do you dip your curly fries in? Because I know people dip them in ranch, and then people dip them in ketchup.
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 I do barbecue sauce. I'm a little freak though. I'm a freak of No, barbecue sauce. It's like tangy. It's perfect. I love barbecue sauce.
So barbecue sauce, like underrated or overrated?
Oh, it's totally underrated.
Ew.
No one- What?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
gross.
I didn't mean to say I was a freak on the podcast, but like,
That's so funny.
I don't even think I'm gonna cut that out. It's
Good.
fine.
Please
It's fine.
don't.
It's
Please
fine.
don't. I want to go back and listen to this and just.
Canceled 3 episodes.
They're not
Sorry.
gonna let me do this anymore.
My bad.
It's fine. Okay.
I have barbecue sauce on my plate right now, like for my chicken nuggets. I
Okay.
love barbecue sauce.
enough with the barbecue sauce. Underrated or overrated? Fortnite.
Overrated. They peaked in summer whenever they brought back.
They peaked summer 2020. They peak every summer. Like they get better every
I
summer.
don't mean to sound like a nerd, but they peaked when like they first started. I can't lie.
Yeah.
I'm an OG. Like
Oh my
it's
gosh.
corny, but like an OG.
Hello, brother.
Hello.
My bad.
I've never played it, so I don't know. I think
It's
overrated though.
Okay, so like for like years, right? I hear everyone talking about Fortnite. So then last summer, I finally hop on and like I'm playing with my sister and her husband, and it was not fun. Like
I will
did
say,
not have fun.
There's like, I don't mean to be like, this sounds weird, but like when I hear about people playing Fortnite, it's like boys and girls also play Fortnite. You know, I see that a
everyone
lot. I
plays
see
it.
that a lot. That it's like, oh, casually, girls and boys playing Fortnite. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
this is cool.
No,
I like
think
this.
I
This
think
is cool.
Fortnite peaked in like COVID times.
That is true.
I think, but like I think right now it's a little bit underrated because they added so much stuff to it. But
I
like
did not log on.
overall, I think it's overrated.
Overrated.
Overrated. Okay. Under or overrated reading.
Reading books, I think it's
underrated, to be honest.
I think it's perfectly rated
Really?
because it's definitely not for some crowds. Like some people just shouldn't read. I think
What does that
shouldn't
mean?
read or write. Seth, you know what I'm talking about.
Stop it.
But no, I think like I love just to like sit down and read a good book, listen to some music. And I'm reading my grandma's book that she wrote right now.
Didn't she leave $100 in there though? Is
Yeah,
that why
she
you're reading
did.
it? Okay. I think it's underrated because while I never really have the time to sit down and read a book, I think it's very like I feel accomplished whenever I read a book. Plus,
It's
there's like a
relaxing.
story involved. Yeah, anything. I mean, it mostly it doesn't have to be like a new book that somebody wrote or like a novel or something like that. It could be like a timeless classic or something like that.
I
That's what
think
of
it's perfectly rated because I don't read often, but when I do find a book, I really enjoy grinding that out for like a good couple weeks because I can't read every day, but when I have a book, I'm like on and off.
I don't get how my mom like reads 3 books in a day. I just don't understand it. Cause like
Something about attention span.
TikTok it ruined us.
The thing about reading is that like I'll read, I'll be like, okay, I'll pick up a book. This looks interesting. I don't like when the teacher, sorry, Miss Reichert, when she like I don't know when an English teacher like assigns you to read a book, I'm like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah, I never read my English
want
books.
to.
Sorry. Spark notes go crazy.
I haven't read a single book this year. Like
I don't even have a book.
Other than the book that my grandma gave me, I'm reading it because she wrote it. Like she gave it to me for Christmas. And
Is it heat?
It
Is it under or
heat.
overrated?
It's underrated, bro. There's only like 12 copies.
Is it?
Mine's signed.
Can I get a copy?
No.
Oh. Okay.
But like I'm doing like a book report over it, so that's kind of fire. And it's just about her life, and so I kind of already know most of it. So I guess it's kind of just the spark notes of it. I don't know.
I think it's perfectly rated, but my thing is whenever I read a book, I really get into it, and then after I don't know what to do with myself, and then I just can't pick up another book because it doesn't feel like it lives up to that one.
Yeah.
Next one, Roblox.
Underrated.
Underrated.
I love Roblox. Me and Seth are in second hour together. I won't like say what class, but
Is this like a confession to play
yeah,
Roblox?
it is a confession. Me and Seth,
I bought him Robux.
he bought me Roblox one. We would sit in second hour for the first whole semester and just sit there and play Roblox together. Our grades were not doing great, but
They're still not.
they're still no. But like we sat there and played Roblox every single day until we were told to get off.
I'm gonna have the unpopular opinion. Overrated. I have played Roblox since 2016. So again, I'm also an OG. But
He's an alpha OG.
Shut up. But I've played it so much that like I've played the same thing over and over and over and over. And then, but I only play on a computer. So when I play on my phone, I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah.
So I'll only play. I only have Roblox on my phone when Mr. Cannon over here invites me.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, it's kind of the same vibes with Minecraft at this point, where like during the summer, like a few weeks, whatever, I'll be on Roblox every day.
Yeah.
Like there will be some game that I'm
Like
revisiting,
the flashes of
like work at a pizza place or something, and I'll grind that out for like a good 3 weeks,
or
and
like
then I just
Sigma
won't look at
Simulator.
Roblox again.
That game's fun. Seth has like 12,000 hours on that game.
No, I don't. I actually made a game on Roblox
You
that
did?
got like 100,000 views.
What
and
What?
what was it called again?
It
What's
was
it
called
called?
it's called like Free Admin or something like that. It was one of those like brain rot games, but it worked out for me. I got real money from
I
it.
thought it was Sigma Caillou Simulator or something like that. Oh, they're not supposed to know about that one. My bad.
Wait, I didn't. Wait,
Just
was
go.
it? Okay. Snapchat.
Overrated.
Overrated so much. Like, hold on, I can pull up my Snapchat right now, and
He hasn't
I
snapped me
don't-
back in like a month and a half.
how do you have the willingness to snap so much? I don't.
What's your
get
snap
it.
score?
It's the same thing.
Mine's 230,000.
I don't get it. It's there's I don't get Snapchat. It's really overrated.
Why don't you get Snapchat, Seth?
Yeah, but everyone's like on delivered right now on
You
my
should
Snap.
snap me back though. I do think it's underrated or overrated.
Overrated, yeah.
Way overrated, especially streaks. Streaks are so overrated.
And
Get
it's-
over it.
Okay, I do have a streak with my cousin though.
You have a streak with everyone.
Yeah, but me and my cousin have a 139-day streak.
And it's just boring.
Yeah,
Too.
there's nothing to like. There's really nothing to do on it. Sometimes I like talk to people on Snap, or like when they post on their story, I like swipe up and I'm like, "Yo, that's funny."
It honestly makes me mad when like I'm trying to be fun on Snap and like send goofy snaps or something, and then you send me like a picture of the ceiling.
Or like,
Like I'm trying to
You
be fun.
cannon.
what are you talking about? Boring snaps, bro.
I don't snap
Check
you back.
Evil Gang. Check Evil Gang,
Watch
bro.
this. Watch this. Watch
No,
this.
don't actually play it. Don't actually play it.
Our show choir boys, we have a Snap group, and
We call it
just
Evil
send
Gang,
random
and
things.
I'm very colorful in there. Like I don't know how to explain
Oh, no,
it,
I
but
remember.
it's just silly. We have fun in there.
Way to be cryptic, Cannon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Should we move on, or do you guys want to continue talking about Snapchat?
I think it's good.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Amusement parks.
It depends on which one, but I would say right in the middle.
I think they're underrated because I didn't really go to a lot of amusement parks as a kid, so that like didn't help. So I want to go to all the amusement parks now, and especially with my friends. It's just it's also like a lot of money as well, just for like one day. Because I don't want to get the passes.
Yeah.
Because who knows? Like, am I really gonna go there every single day?
Yeah. I've only gone to like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And there's like I went to both Disneys in America, and one of them I went in kindergarten, and the other one I went in like 7th grade, and they were both really cool, but like they're so expensive. But then you go to like Frontier City, and it doesn't even get close to the expectations that like are at Disney, but it's also like a good day spent. Like
I agree.
I think Frontier City is a perfect like daytime thing. Like over the summer, I'm wanting to go.
I feel like it definitely depends on location and like time of day and how many people are there and like how hot it is outside.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I just saw this Instagram reel where like this family went to Six Flags on Easter and there was no one there.
Yeah.
So there's no lines. It's pretty cool outside. It's not very hot. Like that was probably like the best amusement park day.
Yeah.
Versus like a day where it's like 100 degrees outside and so many people there.
And everyone would want to go to the amusement park that day. So like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
weird.
I applied to Frontier City and I got the
you
job.
got the job.
But they had us do the interview outside, and I was like, I don't think I'll be able to sit through this. Like,
Oh yeah.
it got so hot, and like I
And plus, when he said that he got hired, everyone was like, "I'm not going on that ride
yeah,
anymore.
because
I'm
I
not going
got
on the ride."
hired as the ride operator, so I would like be in control of the
Isn't
rides.
that crazy to think about?
Yeah.
Like my
Someone
mom
so
said when she
young.
was like 14, she was doing that.
Yeah,
Like
a 16-year-old
you're a little
like,
kid doing
honestly,
How do they do?
I
how do they
think
trust
people would be
like that?
scared
Yeah.
if they saw me there. Like if Seth went, I think he'd be horrified to go on that ride. And I just like they just click buttons and stuff. Like they don't really do anything. But like
Well, that makes me feel a little better.
yeah,
In 8th grade, our choir like rented out Frontier City,
yeah.
but it was most of the rides were like shut down.
Mm.
There was only like 3 open, so I think that
all the
kind
water
of
rides and stuff.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and the Ferris wheel. So it ruined the
Yeah,
experience.
in 8th grade, I went. I don't think we rented it out, but we went there, and it was really cool. But like, it was a nice day too, and it was on a school day, and so that was fun. But like it wasn't, I don't know. It was just I think it's right in perfect spot. Not overrated, not underrated.
We can do one more. Underrated or overrated horror movies.
Overrated.
I'm gonna have to
Because-
agree. Yeah.
Because like they're scary. That's it.
Well, duh.
They
but
Well,
okay, hold on. They focus more on the scary part, which usually isn't that good. And then like the plot is like
horrible.
no way the main characters don't die because they can't die. Like if it's a horror movie where like that's not what I expected, like oh wait, the main characters actually die?
Yeah.
Or like the main character dies, like that's crazy.
I
But, like,
think A24 has upped their game with like horror movies and stuff.
Definitely.
Have
But-
you seen the new like Maxine movie that's coming out?
Not yet.
Well, I think they just announced it.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen any trailers for it, but like last summer, I went and saw Talk to Me in theaters, and that was horrifying. It was like really the first horror movie I saw in theaters, and like it was me in the group that I was in. It was just like the 5 of us there in the theater, like it was just us, and that was horrifying. Like, so yeah, I don't know. I think horror movies are kind of underrated, but like mostly overrated.
the FNAF movie was not.
The
scary.
FNAF movie was fire.
No.
It
was
was.
not.
It
It
was
was
good.
good.
He
I
has
low-key
no
thought it
idea
was
what
good.
he's talking about.
Okay,
Seth,
with
let's rewatch
not
it. Let's rewatch it.
with
Sorry,
not knowing
sorry, quiet time.
with not knowing the lore, it still was weird. Like, and I watched it with 2 people who were like nerds. I'm looking at you, Preston and Colin,
Yeah.
but they're like actual FNAF nerds. They grew up with FNAF and everything, and that was not like it was. It was kind of corny at parts. Like they turned it into a joke,
It-
and I
it
was like,
was.
Yeah, it wasn't really
corny.
the
scary.
one part where they were like, oh, look at this, look, I drew a picture, and this means William Afton's the bad guy.
When they said
That's so corny.
when they said maybe FNAF was the friends we made along the way, that was crazy. are you okay?
the mic. Ow.
I just feel like they're like it's like perfectly rated. Recently, I watched a horror movie called The Barbarian. It was so like
I want to see that.
it
movie
was
so
like
bad.
disturbing.
Yeah,
But like it wasn't good. Like
Yeah.
it was like there are just sometimes in horror movies I feel like they add stuff in there that never circles
Mm-hmm.
around with me. I'm like,
And they're very
why was that
stereotypical.
there?
Yes. I
have
agree.
you seen the movie Midsummer?
I want to watch that.
I
So-
want to watch it.
I watched that movie yesterday. I was driving back from Arkansas, and it is like like it's based. I'll give like a short rundown. It's like based inside of like these people go to like a little communion in Switzerland, and it's like their tradition week basically, and so they do a bunch of traditions, but like the Americans, it goes wrong for them that like go there, and it's like a psychological trip. I think I like, not like, but like, I think psychological movies are much, much scarier than like actual scary,
Definitely.
like horror movies.
I think I don't like horror movies. I think they're overrated by like slasher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Actually, Cannon, I have to ask you about Swine Week.
Oh, yeah.
What motivated you to want to shave your hair?
So I did it my
I
freshman
forgot
year.
about that.
Yeah, so I did it my freshman year, just because I wanted to get rid of my hair. Oh, thanks for touching it. So.
Of course. it's growing back already.
Yeah, so I wanted to shave it again because I was like, oh, I have to do it. And so I was talking to like some of the Stuco people, and they were like, bro, we're trying to find someone that will shave their head. And I was like, oh, dude, I'll do it. And so I always get a little nervous before because I'm like, what if it doesn't grow back? Like, what if I'm bald for forever?
You'd be fine with being bald
honestly,
forever, though.
I
You
kind of
would be bald.
I kind of liked being bald, but yeah, I had a lot of hair before, and so it was kind of weird getting rid of it. But it all worked out. Like I'm gonna sound really weird for this, but I had the like old man cul-de-sac hair. I kind of liked it. Like when
I kind of did too.
when
I can't
I'm
lie.
older, I would be happy to have that hair. Like I kind of liked it. It wasn't the worst. Like it wasn't the worst. I don't know.
I don't think that's it. I don't think you just choose to do that. I think.
Well, I know, but but also like I went to New York right after, and my head got really, really cold. So that was one of the downsides.
What about like the lunch dares? How was that?
Oh yeah, they were good. So I did a couple. Can I talk about a lunch dare from last year? Because the lunch dares weren't the best this year. Last year was definitely better. So like last year, me and Colin and I, did this thing called Baby Bird and Mama Bird. So they got a bunch of different ingredients like mayonnaise and like dog food and cat food and like sardines and stuff, and they put it in a cup, and like it was a bunch of other disgusting stuff. They put it in a cup and poured it into Colin's mouth, and he was supposed to baby bird it into my mouth.
Oh my god.
But he couldn't keep down his lunch, and he like puked on me.
Oh.
I have the video.
Yeah, he has the video, and it was. I had to go home and shower because there was like puke all over me.
Those are not built for the week. I
Nope.
can't even watch.
I did 6 this year. 6 at lunch. Yeah.
It's so gross that they do it during lunch.
Yeah.
Where
Oh,
other
yeah.
people
Well,
are eating.
so last year, I did like a trash can challenge where I had to find stuff in the trash can, and they literally like gave one of the kids stuff during the lunchtime dares to make him puke, and he puked in the trash can, and then at the assembly, I was like digging through it.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't. Okay.
Maybe that's the time to end it
time to
off.
That's probably it.
Thank you guys so much
Yes,
for coming
thank
on
you.
here.
This was fun.
Yeah.
Of course. Just last minute plug for Bulldogs on Broadway. You know?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Oh, vote Seth for Stuco.
promote.
Vote me
Oh,
for Stuco.
Vote
Yeah, I'm
Seth
running.
for Stuco and go watch Bulldogs
Yeah.
on Broadway.
Yes.
And then for us, we're gonna promote our social media.
Yes, Nonsense with JC on Instagram.
If you guys want to keep up with updates of when we post, then they'll be on there. So thank you to everyone for listening. We'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.